Hey, Jen here. And in this video, we're going to dive into the second level of responsibility or the second frequency of spiritual consciousness, which is law. And so if you haven't watched the previous videos, the first video was an overview of the 4 frequencies of spiritual consciousness. And then the video after that was explaining the first level, which is victim. And now we're on to law. So if you haven't watched the previous ones, go back and watch those so you can get caught up and kind of have a better understanding of what we're talking about here and how this plays into your life, because it does. It is fundamental to how you're living your life, what you're creating in your life. And if there's any area of your life where you're not living a 10 out of 10, you're feeling discouraged or stuck or stagnant or unfulfilled, then you got to look at this. This is key. So watch that first video to understand what this is all about. And then these individual videos are breaking down each level, and I'm sharing how you can begin to raise your vibration, to rise into higher frequencies of consciousness and higher levels of responsibility so you can begin to create the life that you want. All right? The relationships that you want, the career that you want, the finances that you want, the health that you want. Okay? Because you are the co-creator of your life. And so there is so much that you have the power to create. And so much of it has to do with your energy. And the frequency that you're resonating at has everything to do with what you attract. And it all starts within, not without, not outside you. It's all within you. It requires doing the internal work and changing your internal state to create an external environment, external reality that is aligned with what it is you're wanting to create. So as we move up into these higher levels of responsibility, the second level is law. And law has a belief and an understanding that life is happening by you, life is happening for you. So as we talked about in victim, that belief, that way of being was life is happening to me. And now as we rise up into a higher frequency and a higher state of responsibility, we're living from a belief that life is happening for me, life is happening by me. I am a co-creator of my life. I am accepting responsibility for what I create in my life, right? I'm not placing blame outside of myself. I'm not putting blame on myself. I'm releasing judgment, blame, shame, guilt, all of those things, and accepting responsibility for what I create in my life. So there's this internal narrative when you're at this second level of this internal narrative of I can control my thoughts and my life. I can control my thoughts and my life. Okay, so this is certainly, a higher level of being versus victim, and there's opportunity for growth here as well. So at this stage, you really begin to understand the power of manifestation. When in reality, you've been manifesting all along, although if you were in a victim state, you were manifesting things you probably didn't want. Now we're living in a higher vibration, so we begin to manifest more of what we do want because we're resonating at the level of creating those higher things, creating abundance, creating healthy relationships, creating, new opportunities that really feel aligned with our purpose. And so we experience this power of manifestation. And so some ways to really move and continue to grow in this level are the use of affirmations, visualizations, best case scenario thinking, and vision boards. So once we get to this level, affirmations do begin to work because we're really able to embody those truths of I am worthy, I am enough, I am deserving, I create abundance in everything I do. Abundance is all around me. whatever the affirmations may be for you. I am healthy and strong. I'm whole, perfect, and complete. When you're living in a victim state, if you may say those phrases and they may not ring true because you're at a lower level of vibration. Because with affirmations, it requires the embodiment of that truth, the feeling tone of what that feels like, right? So what does worthiness feel like? What does abundance feel like? And when you are using those affirmations and you're really embodying those truths, that begins to attract more of that. So you're continuing to raise your frequency, raise your energy, and resonate to the world that level of abundance, that level of love, and begin to attract more of that into your life. Visualizations are super powerful. We begin to visualize what it is we want to create. And again, it all comes down to embodiment. So as we visualize, it's not necessarily about seeing things clearly. It's more about feeling what it would feel like to live in that end state. So whatever it is you're wanting to create, let's just say, for instance, you want a house in Costa Rica. Okay. So this, it doesn't have to be a materialistic thing either, but just for the sake of simplicity, let's say that's what it is. And you begin to visualize this house in Costa Rica. Maybe you don't know exactly what that house looks like or where it is, but what does it feel like? What does it feel like to have it? Okay, and really feeling those feelings, because that is the energy, that is the frequency. When you begin to feel the feelings of, oh, I feel so at home, I feel peaceful, I feel so abundant and expansive at this house in Costa Rica, and sitting by the beach, hearing the ocean waves, it's just so calming. I feel so grounded, right? I'm in nature, it's so healing. I just feel so at peace. It's those feelings that we're wanting to generate and feel more often. Best case scenario thinking, it's another perfect example of when you're in that mental place of what is the best that can happen and feeling into that, that's what creates the shifts, okay? Vision boards can be helpful too. All of these are tools. But every single one of those, the affirmations, the visualizations, the vision boards, the best case scenario thinking, it's not about it's not about thinking so much as it is embodying it. So it's really getting out of the head, getting into your body, getting into your heart, and feeling those feelings of living in the end state, having that thing right now. So maybe it's, a certain relationship that you want. Maybe it's a certain level of prosperity that you are creating so you can be able to support yourself and your family, or maybe your parents, whatever it may be. And what is the feeling that comes with being able to do that? Okay. Now the opportunity here, because again, we're only at the second level. And at this level, there's still this idea of control. So I can control my thoughts. I can control my life. It's a more of a masculine energy of this control, and it could be a little bit rigid. So there's the opportunity to give up power and control. And as we do that, we begin to move and transition into that third frequency of consciousness, or that third level of responsibility. So again, at this second level, you're really accepting responsibility for your life. You're raising your vibration. You're experiencing the power of manifesting things in your life that you want, that you're calling in. And using some of these tools that I just shared are great ways to support you in this level. And in the next video, we'll discuss the third level, which is vessel. And so if you haven't yet, be sure to download my free guided breathwork meditation, because it incorporates all of these things. So, and with breathwork, that is what helps you with the embodiment piece. Okay, breathwork is a really powerful somatic technique that helps you embody the feelings of what you're creating in your visualization and your best case scenario thinking and your affirmations and all that. And so with my breath work, we're using music, we're using affirmations, we're using visualization, and we're really embodying that feeling tone, okay, through the breath. So go grab that now, and I will see you in the next video.